Hey guys, if you're looking at putting together your own home brewing kit, then hopefully this video will help you. I'm going to pretty much give you a checklist on what you're going to need to start brewing your own beer at home. So at the end of the video, I'm also going to tell you how you can go about getting most of this stuff for a lot less than what most people pay for. So let me start out by kind of walking myself through the process. Most important thing that you're going to need is sanitizing stuff. I use Ida 4 solution. Most of this will sanitize just about everything. You can also use regular household bleach to clean up your work area wherever you're going to be brewing, your countertops, everything, your entire kitchen. You'll also want to have some brushes to clean some of your material. These brushes is what I use to clean up the carboy and just the hard to reach areas in there. So that's for cleaning and sanitizing. Then you're going to start moving into the equipment that you need to start brewing. So if you're doing extract brewing, obviously one of the things that you're going to need is a muslin bag, and this is kind of like a cheesecloth looking bag where your grains will go so you can actually steep them. You can also get a nylon bag. Now a nylon bag is usually used when you're dry hopping your beer, so this is not something essential that you need to get. It's for more advanced techniques, but it's nice to have one especially if you're going to be doing IPAs. So you steep the grains, and where you do that is usually in a pot. Now you can do away with one pot. I usually have two. Some complex beers, will have you doing a couple different things. But like I said, you can do away with just one as long as it's a 5-gallon, 20 quart. And the one thing that I will recommend is that you get a glass cover as opposed to just the regular stainless steel cover. That way you can actually see what's going on and watch out for boilovers. It's a little bit easier to keep an eye out for that. Now, you're going to do your mixture in here, and then you're going to transfer your beer over to a fermenting bucket. Now, to ferment your beer, you can use either a glass carboy, and the thing about a glass carboy, especially if you are starting out brand new, is that it allows you to actually see what's going on. So you can see when crossin starts to form on your beer, and it kind of gives you a visual to especially when you're brand new, you're kind of wondering if your beer is done fermenting or whatnot. So that's a nice thing about it. The bad thing is that obviously it's glass and it can break. So as long as you don't break it, it will last forever. If you get a carboy, you'll need a rubber grommet, and this just goes up here on top, and it has a hole in it so that you can have your airlock going up in here. So that's a glass carboy. Now, alternative to that would be to get a bucket. The thing about a bucket, it's easier to clean. Bad thing is it does tend to wear out. You scratch it and everything, so you may need to replace it. It has a lid, and the lid also has a hole where your airlock goes. So also the other thing, if you're starting out new, bucket may make you a little anxious because you can't really see what's going on inside. You don't really know if your beer is done fermenting just by a visual look. Normally you don't even want to use visual to determine that anyways, but and that actually leads me into the next tools that you're going to need, and that is a hydrometer. A hydrometer is really what tells you what your gravity reading is, and this is the tool that you're going to use to know when your beer is done fermenting and when it's not. So these are pretty fragile, so I usually tend to keep extra at home. Same thing goes for the thermometers. You'll need a thermometer to find out what the temperature on your wort is as you're boiling your mixture. Same thing, they're pretty fragile, so I usually keep an extra one. Now when you're doing your gravity readings, some people just use the case where the hydrometers come in. The plastic though will tend to crack and break over time, so I just picked up regular what is this, like a lab thing that you can fill, and it's alcohol proof, so it won't crack. So once your beer is done fermenting, you'll need to transfer that beer into a bottling bucket. The way that you do that is you get a siphon, and it's really just a vinyl hose, and I use what's called the auto siphon, and this is just a tube looking thing that goes into your water, and you simply just push down on it, and when you do that, beer will just start flowing. There's no need to suck on it or do any of the other stuff that you do with the regular siphons. Your bottling bucket is really just a bucket with a hole in the bottom, and it has a spigot, and what you're going to use for that to bottle your beer is a filler. The filler will just connect to that. The way a filler works is you stick it into a bottle, and it has a valve in the bottom. So whenever you press the bottle against it, it starts to fill from the bottom up. That way you don't get any oxygen in your beer. Another tool that will come useful is a bottle washer, slash, I guess you can use this to clean your carboy as well. But as you start to reuse some of your bottles, you'll want to clean them up. And that leads me to the last part, which is bottling your buckets. Obviously, you're going to get some caps. You should get enough to make about 150 bottles, I think. And you can use a bottle capper. This is probably one of the most common ones. It's relatively cheap. It's about 14 or 15 bucks. It has a little magnet where the cap goes, and you just kind of push on it and tap your bottle like that. This, though, I personally don't like it as much. It's kind of a pain. Sometimes your bottle tends to slide a little, although once you get practice, it's not as bad. But I personally prefer this bottle capper. It's a little bit bigger, bulky, and a little bit more expensive, but it's so much easier. The padding here keeps the bottle from sliding, and you're done capping your bottles in about half the time as it takes you with the other one. So last is spoons to stir in your mixtures. You can use either stainless steel. I like stainless steel. You can also use food grade plastic ones. Either ones will work, but this is pretty much everything that you need to start brewing beer at home, aside from your ingredients. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please don't forget to leave me a comment in the description box. And also, if you like this video, please don't forget to share it with your friends, rate it, give me a thumbs up. And you can also, if you have any, if you want to get more information, you can click the link in the description box. I've created a free step-by-step video that shows you how to brew beer at home, and in it I reveal the 7 most common mistakes that home brewers make when brewing beer their first time. Also, you're going to get access to our members only area, and you're going to get tips on what to buy and what not to buy at your local home brew supply store, whether it's ingredients and supplies. And I'm also going to just kind of give you a way to put together this entire kit for a lot less than what most people pay for. So again, all you have to do is click the link in the description box and just follow the instructions from there on. With that being said, I hope you like this video and it's helpful, and we'll see you next time.